So the last topic, this is an interesting one because I do this to you, or I've done this to you every time we've talked about Bonside, which is I immediately go to two other startups and other startups I know in revenue-based financing. Immediately my brain goes, I know Capchase, I know Pipe, I know Clear, and I start to make comparisons, which is helpful for you because it makes me understand your business well. I think that's something that when we first started talking about the business, it's the reason I feel native to understanding why so much of what your business is doing is so interesting.
Yeah.
I also understand the mechanics of it probably better than others because of the comparison there that I have in my brain.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm imposing things that you don't necessarily want in terms of, well, this is how they're different. This is how they're risky. Also, one of them might be going through some other weird trend that is unrelated to the business model that you don't want to be associated with. As a founder who has such close analogies, because free agency as an example doesn't really, I'm curious what that does to your psychology. I'm curious what that does to your founder psychology in general. I'm curious how you feel in the moment when it happens. Walk us through as a founder who is in a business where there's adjacencies people will default to, regardless of whether you bring them up. What does that do for you or not do for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think when I started Bonside, I was so unaware of the space, right? I just told you how I got to Bonside.
Right.
It wasn't
personal need.
It was a personal need, and I needed the solution. I built the solution for myself, and I was like, let me get this to other folks.
There's a version of a founder that goes pipe, but for brick and mortar.
Yeah,
and that would have been
I was not sitting in a business school classroom thinking about white space.
Listening to a podcast, thinking I must start a startup tomorrow.
No, and I wasn't, at a bank underwriting loans, being like, oh, I can underwrite it a little differently, and I know there's Pipe and Capchase out there. And by the way, when I was founder, I didn't know what Pipe was. I didn't know what Capchase. I was like, I'm apparently your customer, but I have no awareness of this entire market. And it's so funny being on this side of it, where when I'm with VCs or other founders, they're like, oh, Pipe, And I'm like, it's so funny because this world knows a lot about this product and none of you guys are the customer of this product and the customers don't know about this product, right? And so when I think about all the other players in the space, I don't. That's unless I'm in a conversation, I never go to their websites. I never think about what they're doing. I personally just so know how our solution needs to come to market. It doesn't matter what they're doing. And even if I tried to do what they're doing, it wouldn't be authentic to us. And so it probably wouldn't resonate. And so how I build has never been, I can never be the Burger King to McDonald's. I'll never build that business. There are people that are really damn good at that. That's not me.
Is it helpful as an analogy? Because even for me, when I bring it up, the first way I'll give some inside baseball into our connection. The first way I interacted with the concept of Bonside was we're advising a client, but also a friend of mine. Yeah. And he sends me the landing page and says, this is a company I'm about to talk to. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I go, oh, this is Pipe for brick and mortar, but in a positive way. I was like, oh, fascinating. Here are the questions I would ask this person. Here's what I think about the concept.
Totally.
Do you like when it helps? Do you still fear though when it helps? You still would prefer people didn't think about it? I'm curious, is it a good thing sometimes?
Yeah, it's, I'm unfazed by it. I don't know that it's a good thing. I don't know that it's a bad thing. I think I've now just developed, I honestly feel like I have 40 talk tracks in me. And it's all right, if you're going to come in with Pipe for brick and mortar, okay, this is how I'm going to structure the conversation, right? And it's
it's a shortcut that you're going to try to navigate with.
Exactly. And so if you come in with nothing, I'm like, okay, then I'm going to give you, we're going to start pie in the sky. If you come in with an anchor, okay, great. We're going to start from the anchor and I'm going to work you back to the pie in the sky. So it's just, to me, it's just a starting point and it doesn't bother me. You could come in and be like, your business sucks. I'm like, okay, great. This is the starting point. We're going to work from there. So yeah, that's kind of how I think about that.